This is your Barbados Today Morning News Update for Wednesday, June 5th, 2019. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carol Williams. After being threatened with eviction, farmers at the Spring Hall Land Lease Project in St. Lucie are being given a way out. Minister of Agriculture India Ware tells Barbados Today that the Barbados Agricultural Development and Marketing Corporation, BADMC, has been instructed to provide payment options to those in arrears. The farmers had complained that they were unable to pay their bills due to low production, blamed on water challenges.
The matter with the farmers at Spring Hall, I believe, was addressed by the BADMC. I actually got them when I was away, when the story broke, to go to brass tacks and speak to the people of Barbados about what is happening at Spring Hall. And there's an arrangement in place that the farmers can use the BADMC to pay down whatever is outstanding, whatever arrears they may have. Well, let me state for the records that this government is not here to put people out of business. This government, as we have already said, we are going the route of empowerment and enfranchisement. So any farmer that feels threatened can only feel so if he or she is not aware of what our mission is. But equally, I'm saying now that you are not at risk. Come to us and let us have a conversation.
Financial problems have hit the Codrington College. The situation is so serious that Anglican churches in the region are stepping up to give an urgent cash injection to the theological college, which is the oldest seminary in the Western Hemisphere. In making the announcement at a media conference yesterday, Anglican Bishop Reverend Michael Maxwell said the money will be contributed in the next 2 months.
Codrington College right now finds itself under severe financial pressure due to the current economic climate. And because of the economic climate and so forth, it has been resolved at the Provincial Synod that all the dioceses within the next 2 months will offer some substantial financial support to prop up and to assist the Codrington College at this point in time.
Members of faculty and staff of the University of the West Indies Cable campus are today breathing a sigh of relief. That's because the institution has secured an additional 7 years of accreditation, the maximum handed out by the Barbados Accreditation Council. Yesterday, Council Chairman Anne Lady Hewitt handed over the certificate to campus principal, Professor Eudin Barreto. The principal said the accomplishment was even more significant given the numerous challenges that have faced the institution.
The Cable campus was having an assessment done after what we would call in Grenada a long guava season, hard times. We had gone through, after the last accreditation exercise, we had gone through a 40% drop in student enrollment, mounting government debt, and having to keep the campus together under some trying circumstances, and to work with the faculty leadership as represented by the deans and the senior leadership to keep the campus afloat, having to take some hard decisions that we couldn't do capital upgrades, we couldn't do basic infrastructural repairs, but we would emphasize quality and we would emphasize student-centeredness.
Just over 400 counterfeit Barbados currency was removed from the circulation last year, a slight increase over the previous year. Deputy Director of Currency at the Central Bank, Octavia Gibson, says it's relatively low, attributing this to vigilance from individuals, business operators, and the police.
Last year, 2018, we would have removed just over 400 actual counterfeit notes from circulation. The year in front, it was about 398. So there's been a slight increase, right? And when you compare how many counterfeit notes we have to the amount of notes that are in circulation by denomination, it's insignificant. Other countries like Canada, USA, they have especially USA, is alleged that is organized crime behind a lot of their counterfeiting. The ones that we would have received last year were done purely by inkjet. So that's somebody just printing the notes off on a colored printer.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
In the region, on the heels of yesterday's announcement by Barbados' Prime Minister Mia Mottley that the country will share its 49.4% interest in LIAT, comes news that the Antigua-based carrier intends to drop routes that aren't commercially viable. This from CEO Julie Rifford-Jones, who also reveals that the airline has received just about a third of the emergency funds requested to keep it operating.
At this point, I would say we have gotten about 33% of what was requested, and we have a few additional pledges that we are expecting to get in the coming months. So although it has been slow, we are getting some additional support to allow us to continue to operate while we have the discussions with the territory.
And finally, on the international scene, China yesterday issued a travel warning for the U.S., saying Chinese visitors have been interrogated and subjected to other forms of what it calls harassment by U.S. law enforcement agencies. We get the details in this report.
Well, China's Culture and Tourism Ministry is citing crime as a reason for this latest travel warning. It says that it has seen an increase in frequency in the U.S. when it comes to shootings, robberies, and theft. And so it is advising Chinese citizens to exercise caution when traveling to the country. China's Foreign Ministry is saying that another reason for this is because of official harassment. They say they've seen an increase in reports of Chinese citizens being harassed by U.S. law enforcement agencies when it comes to exit and entry, immigration control, or in door-to-door interviews, among other means. So the advice for Chinese heading to the U.S. is to increase their safety awareness, take precautions, and make the appropriate response to these latest developments. And this, as you pointed out, comes just one day after the China's Education Ministry issued its own warning for Chinese students to reconsider travel to the U.S. for their studies after there being reports of delays in visas and even denials in visas as well.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.pb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. And sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Carol Williams. Have a good day.